Welcome to Pegasus Ticketing. Today we are going to take you through our comprehensive training library and how it can help you and your business quickly onboard to the Pegasus ticketing ecosystem. We have our CTO, Jeb Stewart. He's going to quickly take you through the overall outline of this training platform.
Thanks, Oren. We've taken the time to organize our platform in a way that makes intuitive sense for everyday use. We've broken down our onboarding into 3 separate sections: executive, administration, and customer service, and we hope that those will help use and onboard to our platform as quickly as possible.
The bottom line is we've built a comprehensive training library for you and your team to onboard effortlessly with Pegasus Ticketing.
We've talked a lot about understanding the objective metrics of what makes your business tick. Let's talk a little bit more about the people that make your business tick. In order to understand how to attract more customers and create the best experience possible for those customers, you need to understand who those customers are and what they're like. We do this through a thing called personas. Personas simply take the entire bank of all of the customers who've ever bought tickets from you and categorizes them by different personality traits, different regions of the country, different behaviors, and it allows you to create highly personalized ways to reach out to them in your marketing campaigns. And it also helps you understand, why are people coming to your attraction? This persona overview is an incredibly powerful tool, and we've invested a lot of time and effort to make sure that it ties seamlessly into every other piece of your data. This is your customers in this section. This is you understanding who your customers are. At first, you'll see it breaks them down by various groups of local suburban family, Midwestern golden sweethearts, high-level overviews. With our built-in mapping tool, you can understand where each of these personas resides with a high level of granularity. As you can see here, we can zoom in on this map and start to see exactly where your audiences are coming from. We'll look at another one over here. And we can really start to understand who is it that you need to reach out to and who you need to attract in terms of lookalike audiences to grow your business. The real power of this tool is that it allows you to know exactly where your audience is located so that you can really optimize and focus on spending your hard-earned money exactly where it needs to go and where it's going to have the greatest impact. Another powerful feature of the Pegasus platform is that through our partner media agency, you're actually able to activate media directly on these personas, further optimizing your ad spend and reaching the greatest audience and, more importantly, the greatest impactful audience for your company. Let's talk a little bit about how you can download reports for yourself. One thing that we pride ourselves at Pegasus is that you don't have to ask us to access anything that you fundamentally own. We built in simple downloads as CSV buttons so that you can just export data at a moment's notice. That is a direct pull from your database in a format that you can immediately drag and drop into Excel and get to work with. Simply click the button and you'll see your download appear up in the corner, and that'll be in your folders ready to go. The last thing that we want to touch on in this section is, at the end of the day, all of this is your data. We don't own this data. This is your company's data. And as such, we wanted to make sure that it was as accessible to you as possible. That's why we've directly included an email CSV and a download CSV button directly in the page. All of our reporting data can be exported into Excel, and you can explore it to your heart's content. You can offload it to your analytics team to determine your own course of action, because at the end of the day, you own this data. Thank you for taking the time to walk through this reporting dashboard with us. We hope you'll love this tool just as much as we do.
Welcome to our first Pegasus Ticketing Q&A. At the end of each training section, Jeb and I will sit down and do a quick Q&A to cover some of the commonly asked questions that I've asked as he's built out this platform, and some of the questions that we find might be insightful for you and your team. So I'll kick this one off with my first question. Why is this dashboard better than having another outside reporting tool, say maybe one with quite a few different slides on it?
Lauren, I know you asked that, having used a lot of these tools, and I have also used a lot of these tools. And what we've found over and over is that it's just too much. There's so much noise added into these platforms where reporting becomes the point, not a tool to accomplish the real point, which is to understand your business. So we've gone through and we've looked at ungodly numbers of reports and figured out, what do I need to know to run my business? and we distilled it down to the purest form that we thought would be the most impactful thing possible. We cut out anything that we thought would be superfluous. We did away with the tree structure of drilling down, because you know that every time you go 4 or 5 layers deep, you're going to have to go that deep again and again and again. I don't have time for that. I need to just know the key metrics instantly right at my fingertips. And that's what we've built here.
I love the simplicity of the dashboard. I love how you laid it out. And I love that the key metrics are so easy to understand. So my second question for the audience is going to be, how often is this data updated? Let's say I'm a big zoo, I'm a big aquarium. I need this data to be accurate at all times. How often can I rely on this dashboard to have up-to-date data, current ticket sales data, current revenue data? What's the process there?
So it's funny you ask that, because I think we talk a lot about data and real time and all that kind of stuff. And you might hear it's like, oh, well, this dashboard gets updated daily or something like that. This is connected to the live data. This is what you're seeing in real time. So when another person, if a single person buys another ticket and you come back to this page, that ticket counter will be +1. It is not a transformation. This isn't going through a person to like figure out and move things from one file to another. No, this is just directly hooked up to your system. This is, again, the speedometer on your car. That is directly what is happening right at this very moment.
I love it. I love the simplicity again, and I love having that up-to-date information right at my fingertips. That's impactful for a business. The last thing I'm going to ask to wrap this section is, if you had to distill the entire dashboard down into 2 sentences, me as an executive having my business, what am I getting out of this Pegasus ticketing dashboard?
You are getting exactly what you need to know in one location in real time, no fuss.
And I'm sure for a lot of business owners watching this, you can understand how impactful having all of your critical data in one spot at a fingertip distance is for you and your business. Thank you for tuning in for our first Pegasus ticketing Q&A. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one.